Without further ado, I would like to invite to the stage our next speaker, Burcu, Onaranel, Erten. Bravo!
Did I say it right? I hope. 11 years ago, it was my first time visiting Poland, so that's when I learned how to say hi in your language. Have you ever judged someone and then ended up doing the same thing? That's what I did. 11 years ago, I was a human resources specialist in an international company, and I never understood what brand specialists did or professional life coaches. I even didn't understand why they existed as jobs. Today, I am standing in front of you, not doing what I once judged, but owning a business around it. How about that? I know I'm standing between you and lunch. You want to go to the lunch, skip this part, but let's make this session out of it. Like, let's make the most out of it. We have 44 minutes, 18 seconds. Let's stand up. Let's give a high five to 5 people in the room. It will be hard for you to find 5 people, but you will find. Let's do it. You can give a high five to me. I deserve a high five. And then when you're done, go back to your seat. And I want you to give a huge high five to the most important person in this room. Not me, you. I want you to give a huge five to yourself because you made halfway through the first day. Congratulations! Before I get into the Code of Authentic Branding, let's remember what branding is. What is a brand? It is what you think about a person, company, or a product. Since we are here creating personal brands, talking about personal brands, it is what people think about you when you're not in the room. So we can think about anything about Ilona, Michael. Right now, we have their brands in our mind already. So you have yours as well. So let's move to this quote that I love and embody. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel. This is a quote by poet Maya Angelou. Even though it's an amazing quote, I'm sure many of you heard of it before, it is missing something very crucial. And that is you. It's important how you make other people feel about you and your brand, but you are the first. Like how people say, let's have a coffee first. You first. It's important how you feel about yourself and your brand before trying to influence others. We will go through the code of authentic word. Don't worry, all letters attached to each other, so it's easy to remember. Let's start with the A. Elena mentioned that feelings are important, that you need to ask your leaders, your employees how they feel. So it's important how you feel. Our first letter stands for alignment. You have to be aligned with your brand and yourself. You have to feel good about you first. And that is something we forgot doing this recently. We forget to look within and feel how we feel. You might be thinking, what is she talking about? We are here to learn some marketing strategies or branding strategies, and she's talking about feelings? What is that? Yes, because as a speaker, entrepreneur, or coach, or whatever you do, as a person, you want to create a brand that stands out in your field. And that starts with how you feel about yourself. And then express it to the people. If I feel not good about me and my brand, I would be standing here like this, maybe as a victim, like the speaker mentioned. And I wouldn't be an influencer for you or inspire you in any way. You have to feel good about yourself first, and then create your brand around it. This is my favorite one, unapologetic. And it is hard in our century too. It's hard to stand and own who you are and be unapologetic of it. Let's look at this one. You are your brand. And I was probably with something like that sheep. I was a black sheep in my family, and probably that colorful sheep. Maybe you're feeling like that too in your workplace or in your culture, your country, or your relationship. You are your brand when you are in a business meeting. You are also your brand when you're drinking your coffee or at the grocery store. You walk with your brand all the time, with the dress you have, with the tonality you have, your energy. My story began with me finally owning who I was, the black sheep I was, and being unapologetic of my true potential and creating a business around it. Like I mentioned, 11 years ago, my first visit to Poland. And I was a human resources specialist. Let's think this is my 11 years before my origin. I was working in an international company. I had a car, I had friends, I was making good money, and I had a loving family. But inside of this kind of bubble, I was stuck. I wasn't feeling good about myself. I didn't feel the life I was living was mine. I didn't feel belonged to. And feeling like a black sheep is not a good feeling. Maybe you have that memory, you can feel me more. And I started searching, I started soul searching what's wrong about me, how I can own who I am, and how I can be happy, how people can be happy. We all search for happiness, don't we? We seek for joy, we want to be successful, and we want to continue living in that way. So I found a great tool, NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. If you never heard of it, it is a tool, a proven tool that helps you to understand how your mind works, and more, how you can